Hello, this is Steve Eichler of the Patriot Report. I'm going to be sharing with you my vision for the next 2 years to get coming election. And I'm asking for your help. It's not a matter of follow the leader, because we're all the leader, aren't we? The Constitution is for we the people, but with individual rights. America is a wonderful place, and I've decided to be a crusader. And I hope you have too. A patriot. I'd like to share with you the next 3 videos what my vision is, and hopefully becomes your vision as well. And what I have to share with you is some personal information. I'm sure once this goes public, there'll be people wanting to stop us. They'll come to my home. You know the drill. It's not my first time or my first rodeo. But we're going to keep marching, aren't we? Back in the 1990s, I did some volunteer work. I worked at a rescue mission when I wasn't running a business or something. And I met a young man, and he changed his life, got on the right track, and went into the ministry. He was down in downtown Los Angeles, and there, when he was working his ministry on the streets, he was murdered. I had communication with the widow and the family, and they thanked me because they knew where he was. He was with the Lord. But as I look closer, I've realized that Los Angeles, like many cities, are filled with people who just don't belong there. They've come in the United States illegally, they have an illegal immigration status, and they thumb their nose at the U.S. government. And the U.S. government simply wants to welcome them in, which is really damaging to the good migrants who want to come here. The good folks that have paid lots of money, have got a sponsor, have gone through medicals, citizenship classes. Oh, those people somehow don't count? But yet people walking in our streets, murdering and killing others, oh, they're the ones that count? They're the ones who get the benefits? Who are they? Well, we don't know. Well, do they bring a dreaded disease with them? We don't know. What's their names? How big are their families? We don't know. Do they have jobs? Do they bring drugs? Are they criminals? We don't know, we don't know, we don't know. Why we don't know? Why is that? So I decided to do something about it. So I decided I was going to find out what this government was really all about. So I have an undergraduate degree in Liberty University. So I decided that I was going to take the bull by the horns, and I'm going to find out exactly how this government runs. So I was accepted at Trinity Law School, and I graduated in 3 years at Trinity Law School with a JD. I went back for an additional year to kind of specialize in international law and so forth. After that, I joined the International Bar Association, etc., etc., etc. Why? So I could practice law? Not really, even though I did some. No, it was so I could determine how to properly approach these issues that are plaguing not just you and I and America, but the world. You see, that open border, that's an international issue. And as I look closer, there's many other issues. For instance, killing the unborn and horrible social issues that are plaguing our nation. So I decided to do something about it. I met a nice gentleman, a patriot, Jim Gilchrist, and I became his executive director of the Minuteman Project, and we went down to the border to guard the border ourselves as volunteers. And I worked in station number 142 to 145, and I was a volunteer, and I worked for the Border Patrol. Many, many times I went down to the border. Today, that's suicide, because the illegal aliens will just kill you. So citizens, beware, don't go to the border. But I was down there before the great tsunami of human beings came in, and I saw the most horrible things. And I thought, this is Washington's big idea about healthy immigration? Does that make sense? It didn't make sense to me. And I spent days and weeks at the border. Even though I should be in some fat office, practicing law. And once again, this is not about me. I'm sharing my story so we know what my background is. so we can work together. So a handful of us did this. And pretty soon the reach grew, and I became a co-founder of the Tea Party. Tea Party Incorporated, which is teaparty.org. And we built the command center and got over 50,000 members. And we have become a force in the streets, marching down Pennsylvania Avenue, which I have done several times. And no doubt so have you. But today, we can't march down Pennsylvania Avenue, can we? Because Antifa will come and kill you. You think I'm wrong? What about Rittenhouse? He had to protect his life. And he did, and unfortunately lives were lost. So now we decide to have a big march and march down Pennsylvania Avenue. Yeah, Grandma's going to get smushed. I'm sorry. That's not the right thing to say. That's just the way it is. Why? Because the left have grown into a Gestapo. Now we're going to do something about this. What we do is that we have to unelect the Democrats. We have to unelect them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Republican, okay? I'm an independent. I want to choose the best guy. The problem is, all the conservatives are in the Republican Party. I wish there'd be conservatives in the Democrat Party, but they'd be dead quick. So, I've come up with a plan, an idea, and I need your help. We need to be able to build a movement right now of patriots and have websites and emails and texting and build this movement. What will this movement do? Well, a lot of things. We'll be very vigilant. We'll react and act in certain issues. And we'll also be able to build a groundswell. Why? Well, in a couple of years, we're going to have a monumental election. And if you've noticed, the election that we just went through here in 2022 was won, many of it, by a razor's edge, they call it, a small minority of people. There's a couple landslides, very few, but most of it was a razor's edge. Now think of this. The Democrats rewrote the rules for their benefit. They went out and they go out and they stomp. They know how to do it. They're issue driven, and I'm going to talk more about this in the next video. And they get all these new recruits, and they register people to vote, and they get a big head start. And they have 30% of their vote already in the bank before Election Day. So is it any wonder that they have such a groundswell? Now the Republican elephant, he's slow. He'll go out and he'll get everybody to turn out on Election Day. Well, think about that. These razor edge elections are won by literally a handful of votes, and the big elephant just shows up on the V-Day, voting day. Well, what if we could pick up where the Democrats are at right now? What if we went out and registered people? What if we helped them vote? What if we used those very laws that they created for our benefit too? And the Republican Party goes out and pushes for show up to vote on voting day. If you put those two together, nobody can stop us. But there's a difference. You see, the Democrat Party, they're issue driven, but they are truly the big tent. They don't care how queer, weird, strange, you can be from another planet. Matter of fact, you don't even have to be a U.S. citizen, right? Right, unfortunately. But become a Democrat. Protect democracy. Whatever. But that's what they say. Well, the big tent for the Republicans, they are welcome everybody, but you better become a Republican. Tea Party? Ugh. I don't hear Republican in that. MAGA? Oh, I don't hear Republican in that. So they are very exclusionary. We're just not going to let the Republican Party get in our way. We're going to give them votes. The conservatives are going to win. But right now, we're going to build. Are you with me? We can get this done. Go to patriotcommandcenter.org. Register, have a page, blog, patriothq.com. And there's other groups are lining up right now. We can have a great groundswell. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be a lot of work. We're going to be vigilant. We have a voice, and then we'll be able to control the vote. God bless you. God bless America. This is Steve Eichler for the Patriot Report. I'll be talking to you soon.